Hey friends, it is 9:35 on Thursday, August 15th. As Marco and I are recording this, my name is Stephanie Quick. I'm here with Marco Moreno, who is not only the director of all of our ground operations here in Israel, he also had a 25-year career as an intelligence officer in an IDF intelligence unit specializing along the northern border. So Marco is the cat's out of the bag, criminally overqualified for this enterprise with us, but we're grateful for Marco's time. And I love doing these shows with Marco because it helps kind of take the swirl of the quagmire that is the Middle East and the confusion of the Middle East and just go line by line through all of the different news headlines and bullet points with somebody who's very well versed in the security situation in Israel and all of the different pieces of the chessboard that is the region. So since Marco and I had our last Moreno report, it was right after the Majd al-Shams attack when Hezbollah hit Majd al-Shams and killed 12 children. That night, there were some other news stories breaking as you and I were sitting down to record. And then, through the week, starting, I think that night was the Sde Teiman prison controversy that we'll get to, all the way to, I think 2 days later, there was a very significant night of assassinations. So, Marco, where would you like to begin?
First of all, I would like to begin with a little concern I have. What is it? Why, after all these years, after millions of Moreno Report, you still have to introduce me?
Because if people share these episodes and then their friend goes, wait a minute, who is this guy?
Okay, so if someone say, who is this guy or who is this woman, don't watch it. Okay, let's jump into the issues. Want to start with the Iranian attack that didn't happen
the attack
yet?
that wasn't. Yeah, another day, another dollar, another Iranian regime crying wolf.
Yeah, so let's see where we are. Okay, so we had the Majd al-Shams massacre, and after a couple of days, the Israeli army killed the chief of staff of Hezbollah. After a couple of hours, Ismail Haniyeh, which is the political leader of Hamas, was killed in Tehran. And actually, from that day on till now, we are still waiting. Everybody is anticipating and waiting in anxious and I don't know what to the Iran and Hezbollah respond, which
And this was 2 weeks ago.
which didn't happen yet as we speak. Now there is a lot of reasons why it didn't happen. Let's talk about a few of them. One, I think Iran and Hezbollah are still working between themselves or with themselves what should be the response. Strategically, none Iran or Hezbollah wants to, to open a big war with Israel. It's not their interest. Iran wants.
Why is it not their ambition? Why is it not their interest right now?
Iran, because Iran wants to get nuclear weapon. And opening a big war with Israel, which probably led that Israel will bomb her nuclear facilities, because there is half of the American army is around here in the Middle East. There is a lot of power here now because U.S. Army, Navy, submarines, everybody's here.
I mean, every kind of warship and carrier in the Mediterranean and the Gulf. Yeah.
There is a coalition of the British, French, European with the U.S. and Israel. Kind of an iron shield for Israel in case there is attack. So strategically, Iran, if I'm Iranian, I say if I will now launch an attack on Israel, that will probably intercept by the coalition, and then Israel will use the opportunity and bomb all my nuclear facilities before I have a bomb.
So the Iranian regime wants war, but they want to do it when they can use their...
Yeah, 1 second. And all of this because probably Israel killed Hamas leader in Tehran. Doesn't Doesn't make sense. At the same time, Hezbollah, which we killed the chief of staff, but in the end, it's a military commander.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's, I don't want to talk that it's kind of the rules of the game, but it's kind of, even though strategically, I think Israel is doing a big mistake, but that's the reality. So that's one.
You think Israel? Can you expound on that? What do you mean?
No, I think Israel did a big mistake from October 10th, from the moment Hezbollah shot his first missile on us 10 months ago, and we didn't respond and open a big war and eliminate Lebanon. I think we are down the hill, because Hezbollah fired on Israel till now 7,500 missiles. 7,500 missiles. Killed 41 Israelis in the north. 18 of them are soldiers, the rest are civilians.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's the numbers. And 2 weeks ago on Shabbat, butchered 12 kids and badly injured 30 kids. Now I'm asking you, which kind of a country will not eliminate the other country that is doing that? Like, think about the US or British or French, I don't know. But that's the reality, okay? So that's the first option, why they're not responding. The second option, now as we speak in Doha, which is the capital of Qatar, there is a summit orchestrated by the Americans, Qatar and Egypt, regarding what they call the hostage deal. But it's not a hostage deal. It's an American attempt to try and finish all the problems in the Middle East in one shot, like making a hostage deal and a ceasefire. Now, our American brothers have a way of making what's not round. It's kind of a strategy that it's an Obama strategy that always failed in the Middle East. Try to solve problems in a way that no one understands it except of whoever wants to solve them. But that's what America is doing, the US is doing now, taking everybody to a summit. Looks like Hamas doesn't want to go to a hostage deal because they didn't even send a representative to the summit. And Israel is with a full delegation there, but we don't know what will happen. The summit will end tomorrow, so they're saying that during the summit, Iran said, according to the American request, don't do nothing, give a chance to go to a ceasefire. Now, it's in the Iranian interest that a ceasefire will happen and the war will end. That way, they will save Hamas from a total elimination.
Save Hamas, preserve Hezbollah, and work on the nuclear weapons.
Yeah. At the same time, Amos Hochstein, which is the Biden representative to Lebanon, was in Beirut yesterday. Kind of an Iron Dome for Lebanon, because they knew and we knew once he was there, nothing will happen. He came in order to allow the summit to happen. Okay, it's all orchestrated. Tomorrow, the British foreign minister and the French foreign minister are coming to Israel. They say they are coming to help not getting into an escalation. In the end, they want to give a summit another day. Long story short, from tomorrow evening, the clock is ticking again. Meaning, let's assume that the Doha Summit hostage deal, nothing will happen, because Hamas still wants the war to end. Israel doesn't want the war to end. There is the Philadelphia thing. But that's
the Philadelphia corridor crossing, not the city of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming our audience, it's too much information for them. Believe me, some of the Israelis doesn't understand it. I don't anticipate our audience.
Yeah.
long story short, summit is end tomorrow, probably without a hostage deal. The clock is ticking again regarding what Hezbollah and Iran will do. I think personally they will attack, and the window is opening again from tomorrow night till I don't know when. They are enjoying the anxiety and the fear that there is in Israel now, because everybody's waiting and drinking Xanax all day long. It's pills for anxiety. But yeah, that's the reality.
Okay, so let me try to do like a zoom out and walk through the last couple of weeks as I understand it. So you've said to me, because we're in the north, I live in the north, that if there were kind of catalytic events that would push things past the threshold and we would go from this kind of ping pong tit for tat that Israel's engaged in, we'll go after military guys, but we won't do full scale war. If Hezbollah, God forbid, one of these rockets lands on a bunch of kids, and then that happened, or if Israel assassinated upper tier leadership of Hezbollah, that's going to push things past the brink of escalation. Now, both of those things have happened, but we're still in this like weird little sitting duck limbo. We all want the north back. We want everything to open back up, but I mean, it's going to take a fight to get there. But I think the Mashal attack was July 27th. You and I spoke, I think, July 29th. And then by the end of that week, we went to bed, I think, Thursday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. We went to bed hearing that, I'm not going to say his name right, but Fuad Shakir, who was Hezbollah's Hamas's number 2.
No,
was
Hezbollah. No, Hezbollah number 2.
This is why we do a review. Marco, if I don't have it, nobody else does. Hezbollah number 2 in Beirut. And then we woke up in the morning and found out that Ismail Haniyeh had been not only assassinated, but assassinated in Tehran in a Mossad operation. Like,
allegedly, we don't know.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Right. Excuse me. I don't want to spread disinformation and fake news. So that immediately put everything on high alert. Now the ball has been in Iran's court, and then Iran said there were different whispers, on my Twitter feed that intelligence was saying Iran was going to wait until Tisha B'Av, which was this past Tuesday. And the whole country waited with
Monday evening, Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, the whole country waits with bated breath. Nothing happens, and except that there was an earthquake that I guess was felt in central Israel. So minor news. And in the meantime, you have kind of the business as usual little whack-a-moles that pop up and Israel constantly has to handle. You have like the civil division in the country. You have issues and security breaches in the West Bank. And then this hostage deal that's been dangling like a carrot in front of Israel for months, because I think the U.S. administration is tying Israel's hands. But the terms of this hostage deal, I mean, essentially there's 115 hostages that we know are still in Gaza.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We believe 71 of them to be alive still.
No.
We hope.
The numbers talking about between 30 to 50.
And this deal, I want people watching this to understand that this deal has been this circuitous waste of time, I think, through this whole process, because the terms that Hamas, for example, is setting forth, get out of Gaza, extract all the soldiers, let us take control of the Egyptian border so we can start smuggling weapons back in, end the war, and then maybe we're going to give you back some hostages, but we can't guarantee anything. We don't really know where they are right now. We certainly don't know if anybody's still alive, and we can't guarantee we're going to keep them alive until the end of it. So, but you just have to let us have our cake, eat it too. We're going to win the war. You guys are going to lose, and Israel sucks. So then, when Haniyeh was assassinated, there was the power ladder in Hamas got rearranged. Is it true that Sinwar got promoted?
He promoted himself, yeah. It's not a promotion, by the way. Yeah. It's not that.
But this job is also mine too. So now he has Haniyeh's job.
Yeah.
Was Hania the guy who was engaging in the hostage negotiations?
Yeah. But he was a puppy. It's all Sinwar. Like Sinwar
Yeah.
told him what to do.
So how does this work now? Because if Hania was able to travel, go to Tehran, go to Doha, live in his 5-star hotels with his billions of dollars, but Sinwar,
Mm-hmm.
in theory, is in the tunnels under Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
Where is this going to
So,
go?
so there is a guy, his name is Khalil al-Hayy, another Arabic name, which is Sinwar second in command, and he took the place of Ismail Hania as the negotiation guy.
So he's in Doha now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We will kill him also in the future.
So we're going to just kind of wander around the mulberry tree again. Friday night, sundown, Shabbat starts. You think the ball's back in Iran's court.
Yeah. And
So,
Hezbollah.
yay.
But as you mentioned earlier, maybe nothing will happen and we don't know.
Yeah, it's a surreal little Twilight Zone. However, even today we had a pretty active day here in the north of the Golan and several sirens. I'll try to
Yeah, it's another day in the job.
Yeah,
Like
another day it's business as usual. Like things are blowing up and fields are catching fire and, rockets and drones are being thrown at civilians. Um, do you have anything else on the war issues to discuss?
no, we are staying the same point of strategically being stuck,
Hmm. I have a question for
waiting.
you.
Yeah.
Diplomatically, for example, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Iranian regime, is the most antithetical entity to American values. So, why do you think U.S. administrations have been so cozy with the Iranian regime since Jimmy Carter, since the 70s?
I'm not a specialist to American politics, and but I can tell you that looking on the last few months events like the riots in the campus
Mm,
all over the U.S. and NSA, National Security Agency, issuing a report that Iran is interfering
mhm.
in Trump and Biden election stuff. Uh, I think I'm not, but looking, from the side, I think that this is a very progressive administration, Kamala Harris. Everybody understands now that
Of course, yeah.
Biden doesn't rule anything. Probably he's not doing it for a year or two, and it's maybe Obama, maybe I don't know who, which is the same politics of weird strategy of standing with the bad guys instead of the
Mm,
good guys. It's totally something domestic. I always explain to my Israeli friends that except of, for instance, our brothers and sisters that are believers, I don't really care about Israel. I don't really care what's going on in Israel. No,
mm,
the common American doesn't care about what's happening outside his hometown.
mhm,
He care about how much the gas is, the gallon, and the food is high, expensive, or healthcare or something.
mm.
We care. You care about
Yeah,
Israel. No one care. Like I think you understand it now because you live in Israel for several years. Like we think we are the center of the world, but we are not. Biblically, we are. But instead of that, no one cares. Who
yeah,
cares
but
about Israel?
like the Obama administration, like their last day in office, they sent pallets with millions of dollars in cash to Tehran. So I,
This administration understands if he wants to win the election, he needs the pro-Palestinian vote and the Islamic vote. And that's his
mm,
audience. It's very easy. It's politics. It's coming on
yeah,
our account, but that's the reality. I don't know,
yeah,
a guy from Michigan, you know, and you need Michigan to win.
Yeah.
What to do in Michigan? You have a lot of pro-Palestine people, and I think it's a mistake in behalf of America. But the last thing I need on my head now is the American problems. We have enough here.
Did you see the Taliban's parade this week
Yeah.
with all of our stuff? Oh, it just infuriates me. Okay, so can we give 5 minutes to the last couple of weeks within Israel's borders, different issues facing the nation? Give us a rundown on the West Bank, and then we'll talk about the prison controversy, just giving people a heads up on what's going on and how to pray.
Yes. So West Bank, it's in a very active front every day, every night. The numbers till now is 700, almost 800 terrorists killed, and thousands are in prison.
Since October 7th.
Yes, everything since October 7th. And like the army changes policy regarding the West Bank is very active now. It wasn't so active before. Going in, going out to the refugees camp every night. To Karem, Jenin, Kalkil, every night. Operation after operation. Another thing that is happening, which didn't happen before, is that they are using Air Force strikes in the West Bank, which never happened.
Wow. When did that started since the war, or just
that
recently?
Started since October 7th. Never happened before. Like before, if we had intel that there is terrorists in a building somewhere in the West Bank, so usually we will send a unit that will come and you can get casualties because of that. Today, a drone, an airplane, boom, and it's done. It's a very good change that happens. That's the West Bank front. South Gaza front, nothing unique over there. Still army going in, going out, working on tunnels, infrastructure, killing Hamas leaders on a daily basis. The IDF spokesman said today that the numbers are that Israel killed almost 18,000 terrorists till now.
Wow, 18, 1-8.
So 8,000.
They had 40,000
kind
fighters to begin with?
Yes. It's not, I don't know if it's 40,000 fighters. I think fighters less. They said they have 40,000 people with weapons. But it's 3/4 of the military force of Hamas. Just the army announced it this evening. There's still a lot of work to do. We still need to get Sinwar. We still need to release all the hostage. And let's see what will happen there.
How are the Houthis doing out in the Red Sea?
Houthis, after getting bombed their Hodeidah port, looks like they got the message. Nothing happened from that front. But they're saying that in case of an attack, maybe the Houthis will jump in, maybe not. I don't know. Iraq maybe will jump in. Syria maybe jump in. But I think the main threat is Iran and Hezbollah.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to just give people a flyover on what's been bubbling in Israeli news, like kind of on the home front level. There was I'll give my understanding of it. You color it in for us and help us settle the controversy. There was a Palestinian prisoner in an Israeli prison who accused guards of not only abuse, but assault and really violent acts. And then the Israeli judicial system started to discipline those guards, and then there were riots protesting. Help us understand what's going on, what truth has come out.
First of all, some details. It's not a Palestinian prisoner. It's a Hamas Nukhba terrorist, which came on October 7, raped, beheaded, and burned babies in front of their parents. Okay, a Palestinian prisoner can sound like a political one. That's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's one. Second, they are being held, those guys, in a facility in the south, Sde Teiman, which is the name of a place, which is a kind of a military facility that it's not Guantanamo, okay, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a black site, it's a very organized place. This terrorist arrived to the hospital like a month and a half ago with a lot of injuries in the chest, like he was bleeding from his chest and from his. After being examined by the doctor, long story short, turns out that he's accusing the guards of the facility that they took, how do you say it in English? I don't know the thing like a baseball
stick, yeah, like a bat.
like a bat, and they said that the guards, sorry for the language, but we have to be clear with the audience, shove it up his ass, okay, which is an abuse. The army military unit of investigation arrested 10. Those guys are warriors. It's a unit of warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Arrest 10 guys of them. It was very loud. And they did it in a weird way, like you are coming to arrest Pablo Escobar, with mask.
Mm.
It doesn't work this way in the army. And
Why do you think they had that kind of reaction to it?
I will explain.
Okay.
And another thing was weird, that a video clip of like a very cooked one, like they took two videos and make it one, a fake video clip. The military prosecution, because they are the only one that have it, leaked it to the Israeli media. Okay, the Israeli media released it because it's a scoop.
A video clip of
the video clip. I don't know if you can see it. You see that the soldiers are taking the Hamas terrorist, pulling him and taking him after shields, and that's it. And everybody, and it's all been published in the world that Israeli soldiers are killing Palestinians. That the damage we got from that, it's horrific. Now I know the details very good because I'm in it in the studios.
Mm-hmm.
It's all fake. It never happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's all fake. Never happened. There is medical reports that what he said happened to his ass cannot be happened because there's a medical exam for that,
Mm-hmm.
And the investigation is horrible. And the fact that the army, some area in the army, is it's leaking the video to the media and making a bad reputation to all of the Israeli army. It's so crazy. This is a big thing here in Israel. That's the deal. Like it's the enemy inside the army. Like our enemy is from the inside of us. So you have to understand that what's going on now in Israel regarding this thing is much more bigger than what's going to happen from Iran. Because
of the security breaches.
No, because that's from the inside. That's from the inside of the army is fighting the army.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a deep state inside the army. Okay?
So what would you say to somebody who would go, okay, well, there's like a justice vigilante in the army who's trying to get the truth out, and the medical examination, of course, it came back and made Israel look good. Israel did the medical examination. Like, how do you know what's true?
BS, because I saw the documents. I saw the documents. Like I'm in a studio here in Channel 1, But we took it very seriously, and we are doing our own investigation. Like we bring, people and doctors, and they're talking about it every day, and bringing and the lawyers, and we are really in the details. And when you look on the process, it's Watergate. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. But first of all the 10 soldiers that were arrested are released, are home. Okay? All of them. How do you release people that did what you are saying they did? You don't do it. Keep them in jail until the trial, right? Okay. The lawyers are coming and explaining us there isn't any evidence. In the end, it's the version of a terrorist that beheaded, butchered us on October 7th, and the version of an Israeli warrior from the IDF. This is a moral bankruptcy that it's crazy. Now, the question is, why is someone in the Israeli army is doing it? That's the big question now. That's the debate.
Leaking falsified documents
and,
or
and
reports
doing all this mess. Why? What's his motivation? We don't know. I have a theory, but it's very heavy. We have to do a separate episode on that. But it's a big thing. Conclusion. The soldiers are home. We don't know if they will get indictment or not. They don't have any evidence, the prosecution. They don't have any evidence. Nothing. Nothing. The process of investigation, the process of indictment was horrible. And the Israeli and the public sentiment is, don't mess around with our soldiers. Listen, I'm in person, and everybody else, the majority says, if someone did that, he needs to go to prison. Okay, we are a country of law. I don't say because it's war, let's kill them, let's rape them now. Right. We are different from them. That's one. But when you look on the evidence, you see what's going on here. That's crazy. You don't have nothing. Why did you do all this festival? Why did you leak a video clip to the Israeli media, which went to the international media, and now you cannot prove that your sister is not, you know what, because it's done. You know, if you look on the international media or the pro-Palestine one, they say, that's it. You see, Israeli army is saying they are raping terrorists. Crazy.
I appreciate you walking us through this because I've seen the furore about it on Twitter, but I wanted to bring it up because I think it illuminates Israeli ethics. As you just said, like one of your points is that if this were true, throw them in prison. It shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
And it's a tender spot, I think, for Americans because we had incidents like these happen after 9/11, except they were true, and those soldiers did go to prison. So, you know, everybody wants justice, but these things, you know, you get like the PR, you get ahead of it on the internet. It doesn't matter what's true anymore. You know, you have your stories and then it just, if the New York Times says it, you know, it must be gospel. Okay. So on the horizon, we have possibly another waiting game, starting Shabbat tomorrow night. And then Marco and I will probably go dark over the next couple of weeks and then come back early to mid-September, maybe do another one of these.
Yeah.
So what can people be praying for? What can how do they engage? And then we'll point people to the bomb shelters. And
yeah, so first of all, I'm due to travel to the US on Sunday. I think you are on Tuesday. We have some stuff to do and a serious wedding to attend.
Very serious.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get there. Let's see what will happen on this Shabbat. But that's our plan.
I just want to make sure I can get back in afterwards.
Yeah, you can get back in. It's just a matter. We might be stuck in the US, and then we can do a Moreno report on the roads in the US, a road show, but I don't know. I think I will ask you guys to pray for us, for the enemy inside of us. I think the Sde Teiman investigation thing led me to a lot of thinking that we have enemies around us, Hezbollah, Iran, but what will kill us, it's inside of us. It's if we will not be united, if politic dispute will get to that, if agendas, if I don't know what will get us into this mess that we are in now with all the soldiers. I think that something we should be praying for, that we will be united. We will find out the self, us as Jews, between ourselves, first of all, left and right and that and that. And then we can deal with the rest. Because if we will not be united inside of us, and this week was the Sde B'Av, which is the Jews represent for the Holy Temple Mountain, the Holy Temple was destroyed because of hatred. Because. So pray for us. We miss you all. We'll be in touch. In any case, we will do breaking news even if we'll be in the US. If we need something.
Yeah.
We can do that. And stay tuned. Love you
Rock
all.
and roll. All right.
Rock
So
and roll.
people, if you want to sew into what we're doing in Israel and the Middle East, we have at FAI.online. We'll put some links here in the bio. You can give to our Israel fund, which goes to a number of initiatives. You can give specifically to our bomb shelter campaign that Marco has spearheaded to literally fortify regions throughout Israel, especially here in the north, as we wait for Hezbollah to come into play. Or you can join our $5 monthly giving campaign that goes into everything that we do throughout the Middle East and Muslim world.
Yeah,
So,
and Stephanie, put it the bomb shelter we did in. If you have a
oh
picture of it.
yeah. We had one of our neighbors writing down our little timestamp here. We had one of the neighbors who's a professional artist paint the bomb shelter that we got in the village here. So it looked
Look
like a
legit.
very depressing white box, and now it's very calming and soothing.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Love
Thank you,
you all.
Marco.
Bye bye. Bye, Stephanie. Bye.
See ya.